right, guys, another huge shout out to Johnny Bravo, John Bravo Films, for yet another update on the Wes Watson Elev8tion Fitness beatdown of a gentleman that maybe or maybe isn't on the spectrum. What's going on, everyone? Christian Duke, Strength Addicts on all social media platforms, powered by Iron Meg Labs. Make your mark with IML. Visit ironmeglabs.com today. Iron Meg Labs also sponsors John Bravo Films, so be sure to check them out. So a little bit more information on this. Johnny got copies of the CCTV footage. He got a copy of the police report. Kudos to him. You know, I made some emails, made some calls. I mean, he really just absolutely killed this. And I spoke today on condition of anonymity with somebody that had some dealings with some of those folks. And I'm not really going to get into all that. But back to, what John Bravo had said, on his video, the victim, the gentleman that was pummeled by Wes and his cohorts, did press charges. Now, Johnny says on the video that the police did not see the full video. So again, I don't know what Elev8tion Fitness showed the officers in that back room over there. I have no idea. I can't imagine that they were able to doctor it between the fight and the cops getting there. I don't think they would have done that. But again, the police report says something about a misdemeanor. And honestly, I believe this is felony battery. But in any event, the police, it seems, has not seen the full video. So that's going to be, very interesting, because according to Angel Bajeda, the owner of Elev8tion Fitness, the police officers saw the full video from beginning to end, which is not true, because apparently, they haven't seen it. So, only time will tell. He's not going to go back to prison for a misdemeanor. However, if they elevate it to a felony, he very well may. But in any event, he's going to have to appear before a judge. I'm sure he's going to get the best lawyers in town. After all, he's a multimillionaire. But at the end of the day, he's going to have to answer in court. And who knows? I mean, who knows if it's going to end there, if there's going to be lawsuits, which I can only imagine there's going to be lawsuits. And, look, I'm following this along just like the rest of you guys. But I knew from the very beginning this was not self-defense. Some of you lunkheads out there seem to have thought that it was. But come on, please, okay? Not self-defense. Now, it turns out the guy was going there to fight Wes. Apparently, he had been talking to him. Wes made an open call to anybody that wanted to go to Elev8tion Fitness and gave out the address. So the guy was going there for a one-on-one and never expecting it to be 2-on-1, 3-on-1, 4-on-1, 5-on-1. I don't know how many guys Wes had there. And you can see when he goes to give him the soccer kicks that his whole crew is basically, flanking the guy from every direction. So not only could no one come to help him, he couldn't get away either. I mean, real punks right there. I mean, just real punk move. Take, 4 or 5 guys beating on a guy on his knees, trying to get away and begging them to stop. And it's a punk move. It's a hoe move. That's a hoe squad right there that he's got. He's got a hoe squad, a bunch of punks. And if we can find their names, I want to make them famous however I can, because, I mean, that big, fat, lardy, chunky guy, with that kick, and he's like over there, you could see his big old belly and his big man boobs and all that, big old truck driving looking, MFer. And then you got the guy that's all kind of swole, that kind of looks like somebody that I don't want to say on here, but he kind of looks like somebody in the stature and the hairstyle and the facial features. But again, I don't want to say who I'm talking about. And then a couple other guys there that you'd probably see at a bus stop or maybe in line to get welfare. I don't know. The point is, a bunch of bums, you know what I mean? Bums. You ever seen The Big Lebowski, where the guy's like, "You not have a job, sir?" Anyways, the point is Wes Watson, I at one point liked you a little bit, because I know that, Blackstone worked with you and PJ thought highly of you. This was years ago, but I mean, seeing what you're all about and how you bully people and how you try to intimidate people and how you said that, basically you attribute money to class and respect and just a whole bunch of I don't admire you at all. And after what you did to this guy, I mean, I don't know, man, if that's how they do it in prison, but 5-on-1 using weight belts and dumbbells, and the guy that owns a gym, apparently, not the brightest bulb in the pack, because again, I was looking at their gym today and I was really impressed. Do you know that they have their own supplement line? Like, yeah, you go in there and you can buy like Elev8tion Fitness pre-workout, and they maybe have a protein powder too, and they've got really good branding. The walls look phenomenal. They've got a gym in Miami Shores, and it's like all tagged up like you would see in Wynwood, like really, really high-end stuff, really nice equipment to have, guy, got a good loan there to get the business going, and probably had to jump through a bunch of hoops and pass credit checks and have collateral there for the bank, and had to refinance and finance and all that fun stuff, all that business stuff I don't know anything about, to then have, some ex-con white gang shot caller in his gym beating on a special needs man with 4 or 5 other bums, and it's on video, and there's millions of views that are coming out, and you got me here talking about you and saying your name and the name of your gym, and you got to wonder, man, I mean, that's just a freaking stupid thing to do. And then you come on here and you say, oh, this was self-defense. Did he go a little too far? Maybe a little too far. 6 soccer kicks to the head, 50 plus punches. Another guy's hitting him with a dumbbell. Wes hits him with a weight belt to the face, gouges his eyes, pulls his hair. The guy's on his hands and knees begging them to stop with your fancy Elev8tion Fitness in the background, and you think that maybe went a little too far? I'd say that went really far. Why the hell are you on social media trying to defend that guy? Now I come to find out a week later you kick him out of your gym. So much for having his back, right? Listen, there's a lot of stupid people in the world, maybe well-intentioned people, maybe they have a good heart, but you ask yourself, I saw another video where they have all these Lambos and Bugattis and Aston Martins in the parking lot, and you stop and you ask yourself, how the hell did this guy get, credit and backers, and how did he put together this empire? Beautiful gym, looks like you'd eat off the floor off of it, nice equipment, who's who of bodybuilders, all these beautiful cars in the parking lot. I mean, it takes a lot of sense. I mean, kudos to him. A lot of sense, probably a lot of work ethic and a lot of saving and a lot of just vision and all that. And then you make a bonehead move like this where you're like basically defending an ex-con white gang, prison gang shot caller. You know what? How stupid is that? You know what I mean? And then you're on here like, you're coming on here saying, I mean, you talk to Johnny Bravo and you give him some bullshit story and there's so many holes in it, it looks like a slice of Swiss cheese. I mean, your credibility's gone through the ringer. What are you going to do? Are you going to sue me? Are you going to sue Johnny? You know how you win that lawsuit? With the truth. I mean, you did this to yourself. You did this to your gym. And what kind of a bonehead are you? I mean, you built an empire. Like, seriously, an empire. And I don't know, I for the life of me don't understand the reasoning. I mean, I don't understand the reasoning. On the one hand, you act like a person with, like a moron, and on the other, you've built this amazing thing that you should be so proud of. I just don't get it. But, hey, I just don't get it. That's the part for me that's the hardest to understand. That's the hardest part for me to understand. I don't get it. But Wes Watson, more than likely, will get charged. If the state attorney's worth anything, that they'll bump it up to felony battery or worse. And maybe we can get this piece of shit taken off the streets and back in the pen living in a cage like a fucking animal, because that's where he belongs. Only a fucking animal would do something like this. A fucking animal, that's right, fucking animal.